Hi Dixons, I'm Judith Kidd, Director of our Centre for Growth.
And I'm Natasha Raheem, Assistant Vice Principal at Dixon Centre for Growth. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Today we're going to talk about putting equality, diversity and inclusion, ED&I, at the core of everything we do. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe to our channel, use the like function and comment below to tell us which episodes have been the most useful for you or what you would like to see on the channel next.
At Dixons, we want ED&I to be our lens, not an initiative. ED&I is not a project or a thing that we do. It's not about tokenism, isolated assemblies or newsletters. When we're working in schools, in our teams, in our classrooms, we want the ED&I lens to influence our thinking, decision-making, language and behaviour. For such lasting and meaningful change to happen, where all members of our community feel represented, heard and at home, a multi-layered strategy is needed, underpinned by strong commitment from leadership. Our lens will be shaped and reshaped over time. We have and want to continue to have an enduring commitment to ensuring that everyone belongs. We'd like to give some examples of some learning that matters to us and how ED&I is becoming our lens in everything that we do. We'll share some moments that matter as illustration. We'll organise our examples around the 3 pillars from our ED&I strategy: culture, representation and curriculum.
We'll begin with our culture pillar. We want our staff, students and families to know that they belong within our trust as their true selves with their own personality and values and history. For this to happen, we need to raise awareness of the importance of authenticity and awareness of the experience of others and the possible impact of lived experience on professional behaviour. This includes and goes beyond the 9 protected characteristics. One powerful piece of learning that helps us to craft our culture with an ED&I lens relates to being aware of how making assumptions about others can affect how connected those from underrepresented groups feel within our organisation. Without connection, we know it can be more challenging to thrive. We've listened to staff and students about how easy it is for all of us to make assumptions about others based on visible and invisible characteristics. We can't assume because someone shares a protected characteristic that they have the same lived experience. We want to challenge ourselves to avoid assumptions, however well-intentioned, about the life experiences of our colleagues, our students, and our families. This learning for us is about developing person-centred knowledge, a form of powerful knowledge, with a unique person rather than our assumption at the centre. There are moments that matter to help us to strengthen our knowledge of others and their own experiences. These moments include active listening, listening without judgment, and listening to understand, even if you do not agree. It's about accepting that even though assumptions may be made in the name of seeking similarity or connection, or showing curiosity or empathy, that they can be dismissive of individual experience, and it means that some members of our community won't feel comfortable or valued for who they truly are.
There are practical things we're doing to develop individual awareness, including listening campaigns with students, seeking staff feedback from employee resource groups, and prioritising coaching conversations for all staff. We protect training time and find safe spaces for staff to reflect on their own lived experience and how this affects their language and interactions with others. We seek out concepts and evolving language which helps us to bust the jargon and use the language to help us reflect on and navigate situations that we encounter. Everyday situations ranging from recruitment processes to curriculum design to working with student and staff voice. And we collate and share different responses to many scenarios as a valuable learning tool. All to help colleagues and leaders avoid responding or decision-making with exclusive rather than inclusive effects. We want to make staff and students feel represented and valued at work and school. We'll share some more of our learning that we're grappling with in a later video, including the importance of psychological safety and what we can do to create the right conditions and confidence for conversations and moments that matter. Our second ED&I pillar is representation. You heard in a different video about the data we seek out to help us measure our progress in this. There are other practical activities that we're focusing on to ensure that our staff, students and families recognise themselves in our trust. Having role models is part of this. Visual representation of role models in our promotion and communication, but also in our activities and increasingly in our leadership. We want to turn a conscious action into a habit of thought, and where we have gaps, we want to call these out and begin to address them. We are continuing to increase the proportion of underrepresented minority groups in senior leadership through positive action programmes and career coaching for middle and senior leaders. one of our evidence leads, is researching the importance of role models and the language used to narrate role models in the curriculum. Our staff and students tell us that there are real moments that matter here, and we want to increase the frequency of these moments in the classroom, training room, and on the website, wearing the ED&I lens.
Our third pillar, curriculum, is permeated by our commitment to ED&I. We want our curricula to actively spotlight the protected characteristics. To make a genuine commitment to this, we have to consider the origins of the content that we embed within our curriculum. Where subject knowledge is taken from communities that only represent one group in society, the experiences and expertise of underrepresented groups are left discarded. Hearing the voices of the historically marginalised is the first step to challenging this marginalisation. And to do this, we must intentionally engage with a broader range of sources and information. Extending our knowledge in this way will, in turn, support us in making sure our curricula is representative of all. All our students, and indeed our staff, should be able to see themselves in curriculum. They should also be encouraged to engage with a range of identities and experiences that may differ to their own. The text that we read, the histories we interrogate, and the people that we champion within our curricula can have a powerful impact on our outlook on the world. Our cross-cutting teams are central to this work. Together and consistently, we share new learning and unlearning across our subject communities. This provides us with real opportunities to challenge the status quo and develop our knowledge. And we have a dedicated expert to lead on this who has the time to research, talk, and listen. At Dixon's, we are all learning together and are unafraid to venture into new territories.
Developing an ED&I lens requires care, commitment, patience, and constant challenge. It's highly complex. It's about questioning systems, interrogating language, and considering what needs to change so that everyone belongs. It's a constant endeavour and learning process, fuelled with curiosity and a commitment to fairness, but one that we believe is needed so that every member of our community feels seen and heard. We hope that you've enjoyed watching and found this insight helpful. Please subscribe to the channel and share, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.